I've been coaching bridal stores for 6 years now. It's been so fun. It is actually my favorite thing to do because I used to be a teacher and my master's degree is in curriculum design. So it's very natural for me to take everything I'm learning about my business and how we've been able to go from starting it at a 900 square foot, literally like a super teeny tiny shop, to what it is today, where we own our own building and have a really amazing staff, and they really run it without me, which is allowing me to be able to coach, which has been such a gift, because I feel like I'm in my calling really to come alongside business owners like you guys to make sure that your business can also be profitable and not just a hobby. You guys work so hard and you give up your weekends. So for this to be something that you make money at would also be my goal. So it's not just something you love and have a passion for, but something that you also can turn into a profitability situation, because one day we want you to be able to retire and sell the business for a good amount of money to set yourself up for the end game. So those are kind of the goals I have for my clients, to help them enjoy their business more, have a little bit more freedom, and to be profitable enough to have something valuable to sell when it is their time to retire. Today, I'm going to talk to you about invisible leaks inside of your business. But what I really want to start by saying is, Boss is created to teach you how to make more profit, but this was kind of an interesting take when I created this lesson. I was like, I'm teaching all these people on how to make more money, make more money, make more money. But what's crazy is that some of them aren't realizing that some of it's sneaking out the back door, and they're not realizing the cost that they're incurring. So I can help people make a lot of money for sure. But what I also want to say is, be mindful to watch the back door, so that while the revenue is coming in, you're not also just losing it for a silly reason out the backside. Does that make sense? So today is more about what's accidentally, maybe silently leaving back here, while we continue to charge ahead forward on profitability strategies for sure. I want us to not lose a blind eye to what's happening behind us. These are the 3 leaks, and we're gonna go through them one by one. They are, first, the cost of losing an employee. The second is the true cost per appointment. And the third is the discount that keeps costing, okay? Let's look for the third cost. Cost number 3. And if you're having an aha moment, it always encourages others that are on the call, put it in the chat, like, aha moment. I have an aha moment. I could have made you think of something that you weren't even thinking about today. Might be a sidebar from this, but put it in the chat, because it really encourages others to say, oh, I didn't even think about that. Okay, cost number 3, the discount that keeps costing. One stylist discomfort with one conversation calculated across a year. All of us have a stylist on our team, and some of us have more than one, but all of us have at least one person on our team, and it could be you, that feels uncomfortable talking about pricing. Oftentimes, people go into sales selling from their own pocketbooks. They go into it thinking, oh, I don't think I would spend that much, so it's going to be really hard to explain the value to someone else. They're possibly a discount shopper as a stylist, and so they're also thinking discounts. I have some stores that the only way they were closing at 80% was because they were always offering a discount. They became known as the haggle store, the store that would match pricing or give a deal, or always, oh yeah, let's just do a special this weekend and next weekend, always doing specials. Well, it is my opinion, professionally speaking, that this industry for stores like ours should not be discount stores as their main store. Now, I'm not talking about standalone off-the-rack stores. That's a different model. I'm talking about gorgeous designer gowns, beautiful collections, full-on 90-minute to 2-hour experiences that we wine and dine our customers. This is a legitimate bridal boutique. We should not be discounting except for a few times a year when we try to remove our merchandise because we need to offload some old items. And if you're in Boss, you know about that. When it's the rest of the year, I don't want to be a discount store. And I don't want you to be either. You are doing too much for your customers, providing beverages and these beautiful locations and building out these magical experiences that truly do cost money. So my recommendation to you is to not be discounting, to not be, selling from your own pocketbook or offering some sort of closing incentives all of the time. As genuinely good salespeople, we should be able to explain to others the value of the product. You cannot go to any sort of high-end store and haggle with them. If you go to a Louis Vuitton store to buy a nice bag, they're not going to say, I'll give you a deal if you buy this today. A Louis Vuitton is a set price. It is that price anywhere. And so they're giving you an amazing experience and it's fabulous, but that's what the price is, and they build the value into it, and we should too. So I want us to explain what happens when we have that stylist, just one, but imagine if you have more than one, that always offers a discount, or maybe you as an owner feel like you need to do that, or your girls are so used to coming to you and saying, can we do this any lower? Is there any way there's any wiggle room in this dress? Hello, who's with me? Have you ever had that moment? And then you're like, what? Am I always having to move things around for someone? Now, I have had old dresses in my back that are discontinued that I want to clarify that I have been able to sell for very little money just because I'm like, oh yeah, if she's a low price point, sell her one of those discontinueds in the back, okay? I'm not talking about those moments. I'm talking about the general 80% of the time when somebody's just trying to be a discount seller. We need to help them overcome that because look at the math. $150 average discount times 100 sales per year is an easy math equation of $15K in lost profit. $15K. What also happens here, that's just one stylist on an average. You are having a compound problem effect. Let's just say bride number one gets a discount. She tells her friends. Now the friends arrive to your store expecting to also get a discount and to negotiate. Now you've created a pricing culture problem. It compounds across every stylist because as soon as one stylist starts doing it, they think it's okay and the others join in. So we've made it a firm thing here that there's no discounting under any circumstances except for our annual sample sales that is extremely discounted, okay? Now, do we ever have a monthly promotion where we're like, oh, free veil with purchase or something? We do have occasional promotion, but we have eliminated haggle culture. This is the price of this beautiful gown, and let me explain to you why. So if anybody has an issue selling certain price points, we do trainings with them to teach them why the gown costs what it costs. Let's turn it inside out and talk about how it's built. It has 26 pieces of boning through the bodice. It has thick bra cups. The beading on the outside is all hand done. It's Swarovski crystals. It's got 6 layers to the skirt. It's not single, so you're gonna actually have no see-through, and the structure is firm with the horsehair edge along the train, so it's gonna stand when you let it sit on the floor. I mean, I don't care how you explain this to someone, but you start to teach your staff what the value is inside of that gown so that they're not feeling like they have to discount it in order to close the sale. If anything, we have our customers more react like, oh, it's only that price with all that value? It's only that price? Because our stylists are trained to educate the bride on why it's at this price point. Again, back to the designer bag. When you look at it, genuine leather, hand sewn, whatever the features are, it adds value to it. So any product that we've been willing to spend money on, we can see the value of it if we've spent money on it. So we're like, oh, let's just say that car, you wanted all those busy features, the leather heated seats and the steering wheel and the de-icing and whatever else. Okay, those features cost more money, just like wedding dresses do. So I want you to get a grasp on how much discounting you're doing in your store. Some of you will be shocked when you start to look at this. You will literally be shocked. And if you look at your margin, this is the report you wanna run. You might be thinking, I price all my gowns at 65%. My margin is 65%, Mindi, I promise. And then I run a report. I just did this yesterday with the store I was coaching, and we ran a report of the last 12 months, and she was at 58% margin. 58%, but she prices her gowns at 65. So what aha moment did she have? Her staff is discounting. Her staff is discounting in order to close sales. So she's actually not getting the price margin she needs. So I'm telling you, this is happening across the board in our stores, and we can't use it to close sales. We have to learn from it and say, well, I have a teaching problem then where I need to teach my stylist how to build the value in why a gown costs what it costs. Are you guys with me? Does that make sense? And let's get away from discount culture except for special sales and promotion. So if you look, here is the spreadsheet that we made, and you can screenshot this if you want, but basically we took the average amount of discounts a stylist is giving times the times per year that she's giving those discounts to give you an actual what are you losing out the back door from simply discounting. You might think you're healthy because your closing rate is good, but is it a false closing rate because they're using discounts to close sales? And then you're losing money, and I want to help you make more money, which is keeping your profit margin where it is without a discount. So exciting. Look at the wrap up on that. So you could say, okay, here's what I'm losing with staff turnover. Here's what my appointment cost me. And you could like literally total up how many non-purchase bridal appointments did you do in the last year and times it by the cost per appointment. That's what it costs you to do business. It's crazy. And then the one stylist continual habit of discounting, you're going to have to calculate that for yourself. But literally none of these numbers are on a report, but they are all very real. They are all very much happening in all of our businesses, and we have to keep an eye on it, or we'll get to the end of 2026, we'll run our P&Ls and we'll say, whew, how did that happen?